Hello plant community, thanks for tuning in this channel. My name is Pam, and can you believe it? We're already at the end of January. My oh my, how this month has flied by. But today we're going to talk about my 5 top plants that I'm really feeling for the month of January, so hang in there. Okay, so we have 5 plants that I am feeling for the month of January, or I want to also just recognize. And I'm just going to get it out of the way and start it off with a Hoya. Haha, y'all know me, gotta have a Hoya, right? But I really didn't plan on showing a Hoya. My goal was to actually not show a Hoya, but I had to show this Hoya because this Hoya has just been like non-stop with the growth and blooms. It's just, man, it is my Hoya Croton Super Silver. And as I just picked it up, you guys, a lot of the first blooms literally, let me see if I can show you. They literally just fell off, all of them. They're beautiful blooms though. These are the blooms that just fell off as I dragged. That's just one of the blooms anyway. But, and I just recently, did I do fastest grow Hoya growth or something like that? I think I did do a video talking about that. Anyway, this was one of them. And those blooms that just fell out of onto the table was part of the bloom that was on here. It's just one dangling. Quite sure I can pull it off. But this one is another bloom right here. If you haven't had a Croton bloom, it's such a sweet aromatic smell that will fill up the room with nothing but goodies. And I want to chop this because my goal, I want to have it cascading on multiple sides. Every time I try to chop it, I see that a bloom has formed, and I don't have it in me. I just don't have the heart to chop it up in the midst of a bloom. They're so beautiful. They look like little cotton balls with little bouquets of flower. Like, I don't even know, can you see it? They smell so divine. Look at that bloom. Hopefully it'll focus, I can't tell. See that? But even this one, if that bloom drops, it's okay because this thing blooms a lot and has a lot of blooms. See that bloom forming right there? There's another one right there. There's another one right there. I mean, it's like four other peduncles that's dying to, it's even one, look guys, it's even one trying to form down here. So, and it's so long, so I really wanted to, I don't know, I wanted to cut it somewhere along here and just propagate all of this, but I gotta probably wait until it stopped blooming or something. I don't know. Or I could just try to take this vine and maybe wrap it around into the soil since I don't want to cut it. And maybe it will root that way. Y'all think I should try that instead of cutting it? Y'all let me know what y'all think I should do. But guys, outside of the blooms, the plant is gorgeous. Look at the color of these leaves. My gosh, they yummy. I just love them so much. So yeah, I just had to show that because just for the blooms alone, they smell sweet smelling, but that beautiful silver color, y'all know I love it. The huge growth that this plant keeps giving me, it never ceases to amaze me or disappoint. My next plant is actually, what's this? Santy. We've been having ups and downs, and this plant is still beautiful to me, and this is the Santy Burl Markii. Y'all know I love the red backs. They have the beautiful purple backs. But what really draws my eye It's that beautiful mint green with the subtle dark lines. This is a very beautiful plant, but this plant is also a very fussy plant as far as watering. So I just to make my life a little bit easier, I want to show you. See right here how this leaf is curled, lack of water. But I felt like I was watering this sucker. I don't mean to call you a sucker, but you know what you are. I'm getting tired of watering this thing, seem like every 2 days. So I just potted it up in a self-watering pot. I haven't put any water in it yet. I will. And I believe that this will, for this plant for sure, it will make my workload very easy, and hopefully it will prevent leaves from curling. Once I give it a drink, I give it a day and maybe a day and a half, and it will unfurl. So far so good. It really has not been crisping up too much. As you can see, I have a little crispiness here and there, but for the most part, the majority of the leaves, as you guys can see, is pretty much crisp free. And can't say if it's a humidity thing. I have my humidifier in this room and in this room only, and this plant is not growing in here. This plant is growing in my dining room, where I'm getting a range between 45 to 51-ish% in regards to humidity. Maybe my water is good. I've been using the water conditioner. But even before I started using the water conditioner, you guys, honestly, this plant wasn't even crisping up, not like that. Probably a leaf here and there. If anything, if I had to guess, I think the crispiness of the leaves due to this plant is just for the fact that I can't give it constant water every day. But this plant is gorgeous. I love it. It looks very good in this self-watering pot. I decided to go with a gray color because I think some of my self-watering pots are white, but I really like the style. Is different, but beautiful, right? My next plant that I'm going to share with you guys is going to be a philodendron. I've had this plant in my collection for 2 years, I would say. Actually, it's been 3 years. This is the rosy cataphyllum philodendron. Guys, I love this plant to death. Even though this plant, we have a love-hate relationship going on. As you can see, this plant is stunningly beautiful right now. Maybe a couple of months down from now, we'll go to a little fit where she starts losing some leaves, and then I build her back up, and we have a loving relationship, and then we're duking it out again, and she loses the leaves, and then I work hard to try to bring her back. So I don't know, I'm thinking, okay, me and you've been doing this for quite some time now, Rosie, and it's going on 3 years, girl. When? I've been faithful. When? When is she gonna stop losing the leaves? But when she gets the leaves, you guys, god darn it, look at it. And I'm wondering if she's called Rosio. I have the name right here, Rosio cataphyllum. Almost look like a spathiphyllum a little bit as far as the leaves. The leaves are kind of like soft, like a philodendron tenue type of. Guys, isn't it beautiful? I have 5 leaves on here. 5 leaves with 1 in the middle that's emerging. Now I did have it in here, and I moved it out of here to make room, I think, for my other plants when I brought them in from outside. And I have her in my dining room where she's getting a lot of artificial Santy lights and some subtle medium-ish light, natural light from outside. Considering we're in a non-growing season, she's doing pretty good. I love the color of the leaves is showing that she's healthy. The green, oh man, the shape, the feel of it. Look at that. It's hiding my face. Let's see. Just do a little comparison. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I love this plant. It's in a very airy, chunky mix. I got this funky planter. I don't know why I brought this planter, to be honest with you, because this was totally outside of my vibe, but I didn't think I was going to like it. But it was one of those markdowns of a markdowns of a markdowns. from Rite Aid, I believe, of their planters. And I said, you know what? I was in one of those phases where I said, Pam, jump out your comfort zone. And that's what I did with this plant. Even though I didn't like the planter that much, I think it works for some reason with this plant. But anyway, I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And I know I'm saying love it too many times, right? But that's just how I feel about my plants. So moving along. And before I move on to the next plant, don't forget subscribe. And so right here is actually what are you? Shark tooth cactus. I love the funky way this plant looks. I was in love with it. I think I seen it on somebody's YouTube channel that I cannot think of right now. I think it was Wild Fern's channel. I think she has a very beautiful one on her channel that sparked my interest in trying to get one. I love different shapes, textures, and sizes of leaves, and it checks the box, and it's just such a beautiful green. As you can see, all the new growth is the light green, and I just think it looks so nice. I can see one of the main reasons I buy plants is because I can see the vision of the plant. I can see the end result of the plant. No matter how small the specimen is, I see it, and if I love it, I want it. And this is what this plant did for me, and I think it looks good. In here, I actually have it in here. Some little, I don't even know what this is, you guys. It's something that I found. I paid maybe like $2 for it at going thrifting. And I just, after I water it, I just prop it up here. Have a jute twine. And I just hang it. And I just see when this starts really trailing, contrasting with this beautiful brown, it just goes with all that nature has to offer, and I just am in love. Looks cool, right? Very easy care too. You know, I don't water this plant a lot. It's beautiful. Now my last and final plant is a plant that I have not had in my collection very long, but it's a long string of love in my heart for this plant, and it is, I feel like I'm doing a drum roll because I look at the plant and I never can remember the name. My Syngonium Elbow. When you have a brain freeze of a plant, you gotta question yourself, how much do you love the plant, right? It's almost like you forgetting your spouse's name, right? I don't know, but I love this plant. And if y'all remember when I did the unboxing, it was just one stem. And I could not wait until the growing season. I wanted to chop it. And I chopped it, and I did prop it. And the bottom two leaves, this is one propagation, and this is the other. Look at that, so beautiful. And so far, it's so funny, you guys. It's so far, I had it in here. I had it. Plants tell you where they want to be, and plants definitely let you know what they want. It's our job to figure out how they're communicating with us, right? So I had this plant actually in here, and I thought, you know, any plant I bring in here should thrive because the conditions, yada, 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 whatever. It wasn't doing anything, and I thought the heat, that was the case. I thought the heat was actually drying the soil out a little bit too much for this plant. It just is a newly added plant to my collection. I wanted it to do well, so I actually moved it out of here. And when I moved it out of here, I took it as my opportunity to do some chopping, and I rooted, which they root very, very quickly. And within a matter of a couple of weeks, actually, nice, healthy roots at that. And I put it back in, but when I put it, I have it growing in my dining room, where it's mainly only getting hit up with Santy light, I want to say, for the most part. But I brought it in there, and it started growing, started shooting, giving me new growth. It's amazing. So far, it just gave me this leaf right here. It still feels kind of soft. It's not that much variegation, and it's subtle, but that's one of the reasons why I kind of like this elbow, because each leaf it gives you a different variation of whatever it is that you're going to get. But I can tell by looking at the stem of the leaf that this is a, you know, have high variegation in it. So, but anyway, look, this one is already, so I believe this one is going to be a fast grower. I'm just going to grow it in my dining room. If it's not broke, why fix it, right? But it seems to be doing fine. If you look at it from the top, it's very subtle in its variegation, but I love that subtleness, you guys. Look at that. Which is fine anyway, because you know, the pure white ones, as you can see right here, will start turning black or whatever, and then they start looking nasty. So I kind of like the fact that it is very selective with its coloring. Everything don't have to be pure white all the time, right? Or that pure creamy color all the time, right? Right. So I love the darkness of the leaves, even though I gotta say it looks darker in the camera than it does actually in my face. It's weird, but I love this plant so much, you guys. So yeah, this pretty much wraps up the video, you guys. Y'all let me know what's your favorite plants for the month of January. If you have any favorite plants, any care tips that you can help provide to help these babies continue to grow and thrive and create that jungle look that we're all looking for, let me know. But yeah, if you love foliage as much as I do, and you love listening to planty things, subscribe and tell your friends, and their mamas and sisters and brothers and cousins to subscribe as well. Like, come on, help me out here. Anyway, I love you guys. Enjoy your day wherever you are in the world, and until next time, much love. Don't forget to push those thumbs up. Bye. See y'all later. I'm so glad I got this plant.